Peace to the gods and earth, is the God-born Bill Universal, transmitter of supreme science on earth and the universe. And this is iGod TV, season 2, a glimpse in the past. And I want to welcome everybody back. I want to thank everybody for tapping in, took a little time to come back. We've been working on a lot of things, getting a lot of things going, putting a lot of things together. I want to shout out my few of my affiliates, the Track Boys. I want to shout out Great Lakes Radio. They're streaming on Facebook, D-Live, and YouTube every Saturday night at 9 p.m. All local artists, hosted by Mr. Uwe. Great music from local unsigned artists. Make sure y'all tap in and check them out every Saturday at 9 p.m. Okay, there's a few other things going on. The Burn Unit podcast, hosted by Bootzilla. That's going on all platforms on Fridays at 9 p.m. And of course, we got iGod TV every Sunday at 9 p.m. Make sure y'all tap into those and keep supporting the family. We're going to keep growing. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep bringing ideas. People that want to work with us, people that want to affiliate with us and do things, make sure you hit me up at igod1080@gmail.com. We can work, chop it up, put a few things together, see what we can do, Now we back, family. We coming back with the facts. We coming back, digging into the past, decoding, putting things together. You already know how I do it. Every time I pull up, it's straight science, family. All right. So we back. We ain't gonna waste no time. We're gonna get right to it, okay? You know how we do things, all right, family? Today's mathematics, all right? Now, today is 11/14/2021. So we got 11. We got 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3, plus 4 is 7, plus 2 is 9, plus 2 is 11, plus 1 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3, which is understanding. Let's go to 120. Understanding is that which shows and proves the completion of knowledge and wisdom, or man, woman, and child. Okay, it's the birth of the knowledge and the wisdom, all right? Manifestation of the knowledge and the wisdom, okay? Your understanding. Understanding is a clear mental comprehension, okay? It is the original child, which is the star, all right? That's what I was saying. It's the manifestation of knowledge and wisdom, okay? The highest form of understanding is love, okay? Because to love all and to understand is to love all, meaning you can understand and you can empathize with what's going on in their life to see why they act the way they do. Okay, excuse me. The bond between man and woman, or knowledge and wisdom, understanding, star, or the original child. That's peace. Peace to the gods and earths. All right, family. Now, before we get to it, family, I just want to start off with talking about a few things, because this podcast is about, the children, the babies, and those who need to wake up, and tap into their reality and their talents and their truth, and how to use those talents and those truths to gain the things that they want to gain out of life in a positive way, okay? And this whole pod today is going to be about taking on that and how that power was constructed, how that power was put together, and how that story was twisted to deviate us from the path and take us down the path to destruction, okay? Now, with that being said, family, I want to take a little second to talk about a couple things that happened recently, and that have to do with that destruction and going down that path, okay? And some of you may not know, but some of you may have known of the person that they had called from New York. His name was Alpo. Okay, he was a well-known kingpin from Harlem, New York, and they made a movie actually about them called Paid in Full, which that starred Mekhi Phifer, Cameron, Wood Harris, some famous actors, and they depicted the story of these dealers who had came up together, these three guys, and they had made millions and millions of dollars, at a young age in the 80s, and everything ended up falling apart. The guy Alpo ended up killing his best friend, and fleeing town, and then going to another state, and getting into a bunch of other things with people, and he ended up becoming an informant against some other guys, and he did a bunch of time in prison, and he became real famous through the movie and through his story of telling and murder and things that he did, and he was just recently on Halloween in the morning, he was killed, gunned down in Harlem, New York, in his own town, okay? Now, this guy had came home, and you might say, well, what was he doing back in town after all that had happened, okay? Well, from the reports, it said the man was under witness protection, but for some reason, he was still communicating and commuting back and forth to New York and things like that, I guess, to do whatever he was doing, see his family or whatever he was doing. Long story short, you know, 30 years later, it all caught up to him, you know, from everything that had happened, you know, and he ended up sadly being murdered, you know. But my point about this is about, you know, people have these talents and people have these things, and there's people that are masters of certain levels of this matrix, okay, certain degrees of this matrix. Some people are natural masters of certain things as far as advancing in life, manifesting what their thoughts and ideas, and pretty much this, you know, taking their lives in their own hands and go moving forward in the way that they should move forward, you know. And tragically, in his case, he was one of those people who could manifest things, who was a master of this matrix, but decided to take it in a different direction and a different path to cause destruction upon people, you know, and upon the planet, which we all know in turn the universe ended up returning these things, okay? So I just want to share my screen real quick so y'all can check out the quick story, and then we'll continue on. But my point about that is, don't let these things steer you, and advertisements and media and just people around you in your neighborhood steer you into the direction to take your talents and use the talents for the things that's gonna destroy. Okay, it's about building and destroy. Are you going to use your talents and your mastery to build, or are you going to use it to destroy? Okay, and this is a story of destruction. All right, family, that was a quick little glimpse of the story so that everybody could get just a idea of what went on and how everything went down. And I just want to say, you know, my condolences to his family and the people that may have survived him and that are around, and my condolences to the people that were involved through the whole case period. You know, the people may have died or went to prison or just fell victim to this whole thing in the first place. You know, and my point for all that was, family, is when you see that you're capable of things, or you see that you're good at things, okay, it's very easy to dive into the simple things or the quick things or the things, the success stories that you might see the other people have, and use those talents for those things, knowing that down the road that them things will not benefit you later on, family, okay? So my point of that is just remember, family, use your talents for your benefit, but also for the benefit of good and for everybody around you, family, okay? And stay connected with yourself and stay connected with the universe, and use those tools to conquer these things and to conquer that beast within you, to rise above, like the Sphinx says, the intellect, to become who you should be and who you can be. All right, family. Now we're here, family. All right, iGod-TV, season 2, a glimpse at the past, you know, live from planet Earth. We've been doing the thing. We've been rocking all the way through, you know, decoding and just, you know, going deep into the mysteries, you know, and going deep into our minds, going deep into that underworld, that inner world, you know, and pulling out the Akashic records, you know, and reading through and glimpsing through and seeing what this is all about, family, okay? So this one we're going to do today, family, is going to be called Atoms or Adam, okay? ATOMS or ADAM, okay? And what we mean by atoms or Adam, family, today we're going to show you a comparison of the story of Adam, okay, the physical being Adam and Eve, all right, the creation story, all right, compared to the creation story in supreme science of atom, ATOM, or the ATUM, atom, okay, in Kemetic science, all right? We're going to show you the comparisons. We're going to show you where the stories come from, and we're going to show you the similarities. That way we can decode and see what we're really reading when we open these books. All right, family? So let me share my screen. Let's get this started. I'm excited to be back, family. I hope you're ready. Let's keep going. I hope you're in the comments. I hope you're sharing the live, letting people tap in. Shout out to all my people on Facebook. Shout out to my people on D Live. All my people on D Live, make sure you're sharing. You know, we're trying to get the subscribers up, get the followers up, because that's what we're really gonna start tapping in and using our free speech over there on D Live. All right. So y'all make sure y'all support that page. You know what I mean? And share and tell your friends about iGod-TV on D Live. And we're gonna be going deep over there. All right. It's gonna be free, no Patreon, no none of that. But we're gonna go on into that real free speech. All right. So shout out to my people over there. Definitely shout out to my YouTube people. We gonna keep riding. You know how we do it. It's always gonna be here. You're always gonna be available to tap in. All right. So let's go. Let me share my screen. Okay. All right, family. Now, first, we're going to talk about the connection with nature and the connection with your existence. Okay. Now, if we're looking at these pictures, we see what we're talking about. All right. the connection between us and everything. We are everything. We've seen in the previous pods that we are everything. Everything is everything. Everything is within us. All the planets and the stars are connected to a part of our body, our organs, our bones, our everything, our consciousness, all of it, family, okay? And that connection is very vital to this story and this presentation and to who we are, okay? From atoms to atom, or atoms or atom, okay? Atom. What is the atom? What is the atom, okay? And what is the connection between all these things, okay? Now, if we look at it, we see what is the comparison between all these things as we can see, okay? What makes up all these things? We're looking at the picture on the left, we're looking at the picture on the right, okay? Now, if we're looking at this, what do we see? What do we know that all these things are made of? What is the makeup of all these things, okay? Molecules, particles, atoms, okay? Elements, all right? That is the connection between all, that is one of the connections between all of us and everything, every being, everything that exists. Okay, it has an atomic structure, it has a molecular structure. Okay, everything is built through that structure. Okay, and we also see when God said, let us create man in our image, you know, and some people say made as a slave to do God's work or to do the Anunnaki's work, or however this story they want to follow. Okay, if we look at the atom itself, the atom, what is it doing? It is doing the work of the creator, multiplying and creating elements and beings through this process of the atom splitting and multiplying, doing the work of the creator, okay? So not only in that story where they talk about Adam, or they talk about the Adamu, or they give you these stories about the Anunnaki and things, saying that this being was made as a slave, okay? We can also look at it as a sense of the atom also doing the work, okay? And it can't deviate from that work. It can only do that work. It cannot deviate from that work. Okay. Remember that, family. Okay. Okay. Let's continue. All right. All right. Now we're looking at the structure of the atom. Okay. We're looking at the structure. Now we see in the center. All right. We see it's just like the sun. Okay. A combination of positive and negative particles. All right. Protons, neutrons, and electrons, okay? That is the structure of the atom, okay? And we're looking at it right here. Now, we see, now right here, we're looking at the true nature of things, okay? This is the breakdown of everything that exists, okay? Right here, this structure, what you see on the right and the left, is the breakdown of every single thing that exists, okay? If you look, let's live with, for example, let's say you look outside, you see a tree, okay? You go in your house, it's full of wood furniture, okay? Wooden floors, tables, all those things like that, okay? That's a table in manifestation, man's manifestation, but actually what is it? A tree, wood from a tree, okay? So actually it's a tree, okay? And what is a tree made of? These atoms, okay? These molecular structures, these molecules, okay? Everything is constructed by these. Everything breaks down to this. This is the connection. This is what everything is. Everything. At the end of the day, everything is a combination of these, of atoms. All right. A different combination and form or manifestation of atoms doing the work of the creator, never deviating from that work. Okay. Never deviating from that work. Okay. And if we look at today's modern technology, and even historical technology, okay? If we look at the technology itself, you know, now let's look at back in the day, we look at history and we see Hannibal and how Hannibal went up into, you know, Europe with the elephants, you know, and trampled over things, you know, and they used the alligators in the moat and things like that. But if we look at the elephant, okay, and we can see how today we have the bulldozers, the backhoes, the bobcats, and the things like that. Lifting, moving things with the trunk in the front and grabbing things with the tail in the back, and you also being able to use the tail, okay? Now, that structure, that mechanism, that mechanical structure of the elephant is what they use to build these bulldozers and these things now that we use in construction. So that shows you, if you say, oh, how was they picking up a lot of heavy things? Do you think of elephants at all, ever? Mammoths, woolly mammoths, people were around in those times. Do you think of prehistoric animals also being able to help in the moving of certain things. Okay, that's just one example. Okay, now if we look at modern day, helicopters and things like that. Okay, we see these are made, and planes are made from birds and structures of birds and insects. Okay, most helicopters and most things like that are all being constructed by the structure of insects, birds, and things that already exist on the planet. Okay, the computer, you're from your brain. All right, everything is used from something that exists out of God's creation, which is what man used to make for himself later on. Okay, that's my point. Atoms to atom, atoms or atom. Okay, it is all the same thing. There is nothing that is differentiated. Okay, if you ever read the Diamond Sutra, if you haven't, check it out. But Buddha's on there talking, and he's saying that if you can realize that there's nothing that is different from this atom, that everything breaks down to this atom, to which eventually makes the atom nothing. That's the true secret of the universe. Okay, when they say about shutting down the ego, breaking down the ego, they mean about the separation that they put on you from everything else. Okay, and this is everything else, and this is you. Okay, right here tonight, baby. iGod TV. I'm glad y'all back. We in the building. You see, I spiced it up just a little bit, just testing out a few little things. You know what I mean? We're gonna be switching it up here and there. We're getting real creative. So I'm glad everybody here tonight, and I really appreciate y'all, man. We're gonna keep bringing the facts. Every time I pull up, straight science. All right, all right, all right. Now, I want to go back to what I was saying about the creation and the duty of the atom, okay? And of Adam, it was to do the work of the creator, okay? Both atoms, ADAM and ATOM, okay? And it was also a fall of the atom, which we're going to talk about later on, coming up here. But I just want you to keep that in mind about the rise and the fall of the atom and the duty that they say God gave Adam, okay? To carry out the work and not to deviate from that work, okay? And that is the same exact thing and the same exact mission that was put on the atom, the ATUM or ATOM, to carry out the construction of the universe and the evolution of the universe. Okay. All right. Make sure you're liking and subscribing. Make sure you're sharing. All right. It's time to start waking up the people. All right. We're almost on our way to the new year. We're in the fourth quarter, family. It's crunch time. It's time to win the game. All right. So when we come in next year, we got our people together and we ready to ride. All right. We ready to be effective. Okay. Let's continue. All right. Now we see the picture. Okay. This is what they give you. This is their Adam and Eve. Okay. We look here and we see the Adam and the Eve, and the Adam is the proton and Eve is the electron. Okay. Okay, so then we look over here, we see the Adam and the Eve. We see the proton and the electron, okay? And as we see them both, okay, they're eating the apple from the tree of life, okay? The tree of good and evil, okay? And what's that telling you right there when they're talking about the tree, okay? They're talking about that tree, the bloodline, so to speak, or so to speak, the family tree or whatever, you know what I mean? They're talking about the genetics and the makeup and how things were made, how things came together. That's the whole symbolism of the tree, okay? It's showing you, the beginning and what things sprouted to be, and the branches out, what branched out from the beginning or the first cause, or the first effect from the beginning. That's why you see them both joined on the apple, okay? All right? And the serpent, we all know, is the energy. Okay, that serpent is the energy. All right, we've seen that in the other pods. Okay, all right, let's continue. All right, now we look here. Okay, on the left, we see what I'm saying about the snake. All right, the snake is the energy. All right, Adam is what? The brain, the masculine current. Okay, Eve is the feminine current and the sexual organs, okay? If you talk to anybody, they tell you that the Kundalini is a feminine energy and it is located at the base of the spine, okay? And if you talk to any monks, they tell you that you must balance these two energies. It's about bringing them together without chaos, okay? Bringing them together in what? Union. You see them holding hands? Bringing these energies together in union. What was the fall? That was the disunion of these two energies, okay? The separation of these two energies, and we see it going on today in our homes, okay? Men and women completely, totally separated. Families completely and totally separated, okay? And if anybody saw that Drink Champs with Kanye West, you know what he was talking about, that same thing. You know, I don't agree with everything that was said, but on that part about the separation, that happened on all levels, and they did that on all levels, okay? Now let's look over here on the right, okay? We see in Kemet, okay? Atum, the first, created himself from a mound of dust, all right? Now let's look at that, family. Excuse me. They say, they'll look at that, the people who have no understanding will sit there and look at that and they will say, see what I mean about these Kemites? They created himself from the dust, okay? Only God can create. How could he create himself? And this is why we don't deal with the Kemites, okay? See, this is because they don't know how to break down the science, okay? We look at it and it says, created himself from a mound of dust. What kind of dust, okay? What dust was used to create everything, okay? What was that kids movie where they all had the spirit animals and the dust is what they were all made of? You remember that movie? Anybody who knows that movie, put it in the comments for me so people can check it out. But anyway, that's what I mean. What kind of dust? So we see here on the next picture, science says atom. First, scientists say that we are all made out of stardust, which is what? Carbon, okay? Carbon has 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons, okay? Now that's key. That's key right there, okay? First we see, you don't know what they mean and you think this is trigonometry when they say about from the mound of dust. But what they really mean is the stardust, okay? The charged particles, all right? All right, all my people that's been following along, you know exactly where we're going with this. And all my people who are here for the first time, you can tap into season 1 and see what we and catch up to where we're going. But I'm keeping it simple and plain, from understanding to be understood, so we know exactly what we all talking about. We all on the same page. All right, family. Okay. So right here it says the atom, the first, created from stardust, which is carbon. Okay, and we all know we are carbon beings. Okay, we all know human beings are carbon beings. Okay, we exhale carbon dioxide, all right? Now, if we look at this 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons, I want you to check this out, family, okay? They tell you that the mark of the beast is what? 666, okay? The prince of darkness. What is carbon? Darkness. What is space? Darkness, okay? Okay, the prince means the father is of darkness, okay? Born from the darkness, okay? Which is the 666. The mark of what? Man, okay? They tell you it's the mark of man. You thinking it's evil. You all afraid. You want to run and hide from it. It's you. It's how you work. It's what put you together. It's that combination of these that put you together, okay? 666, a combination of these and that pattern of 666 is what created you, okay? 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 You see it right here, family. And then we go to religion, of course, and it says Adam was the first, made out of the dust. Christians saying, from the dust we came, into the dust we shall return. Okay, family? Okay? I Got TV, family. You know we don't play no games over here, all right? Shout out to my staff. Shout out to the whole family. Shout out to PNR Networks. We doing the thing. You know how it goes. Shout out to Track Vision. Been holding this down for us since day one, all right? Keeping the edits together, putting the videos down right, making the clips for us to post, putting it all together. You know what I mean? Thanks to the whole family. You know what I mean? And we see right here what we're talking about, family. All right, now if anybody saw the sun or the SUN or SON video, they know exactly what we're doing right here. All right, we all talking about the same exact thing. Okay, different levels of what? Understanding. Okay, different levels of understanding, talking about the exact same thing. Okay, that's all this is. All this fighting and all this bickering and all this debating is for nothing. We are all speaking on the same exact things, okay? We are all speaking on the same exact things, all right? Let's continue, family. We cooking tonight. We're not wasting no time. We going right in. I know my people been waiting for this. We coming with it. Let's go, family. All right. Now here, let's take a glimpse at the different trees of life, okay? So to speak, all right? Let's take a look at some of the trees and let's see how this evolution and these things started, this chronology of creation come to be in different views, okay? Now, first in science, we have the atom. And then we see the branches come out, which is the proton, which is positive, neutron, which is neutral, and electron, which is negative, okay? So then we look at the Kemites. What do we have? Atum, Amun, like we said, okay? Ra, Thoth, or Jeb, okay? Same thing, proton, neutron, electron, okay? This is the mysteries. This is what we unlocking. This is what we talking about. Gods or principles, family. I know you heard me say that before. You know what we talking about, gods or principles. It's all principles, family, okay? No such thing as polytheism, all right? It does not exist, okay? When you go, that's for the novices, okay, that are still trying to swim up the current, okay? They're still going gently up the stream, okay? For all my people in the Northeast corner, all right? They still going up the stream. They don't know the decoding. They do not know the secrets, okay? We're giving you them here tonight on iGod TV for free, all right? No fee, all right? No sacrifice, no blood omen, no none of that, all right? Just tap in, like, and subscribe. That's all we ask, okay? Now, if we look at the Hindus, we see the exact, okay? We see Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, okay? Then we look at the Bible, Adam, Abel, Seth, and Cain, okay? We're talking about the same things. So when you're looking in that Bible, you best be decoding these things back to the top, okay? Proton, neutron, electron, okay? This is what you should be thinking when you read these names and you read these things and you read these stories about these beings, okay? Then you can understand the function and the story to be able to decode for yourself and unlock the mysteries of any text. All right, family, that's as simple and plain, family. Unlock the mysteries of any text, okay? Okay, let's continue. All right, now we're looking at the tree in science, okay? The atom. We saw the atom. Now let's see the atom, okay? Let's see how the atom evolves, all right? Let's see how the atom evolves, okay? Now we see over here on the left, hydrogen is the very first, all right? The very first atom of creation, okay? This is it right here. This is the beginning of the elements. All right, family, the very first combination. One proton, one electron, one neutron, okay? And then we see over here, we got the helium, okay? We see over here, we got the helium, okay? 2 protons, 2 electrons, 2 neutrons, all right? So we see in the multiplication and the transformation of these elements and the birth and the creation. We see the atom doing the creator's work without deviation, okay? Doing the work, okay? Like they said Adam was to do, all right? We see in the transformation that every one of these numbers we see means how many protons and electrons, okay? Right here, these numbers 3, 4, so that's 3 protons, 3 electrons, 3 neutrons, okay? We see over here, we see the carbon, 6. And if you notice, what do they say about man? When you look in the Bible, what's it say about man, family? God made man on the what? 6th day, okay? So what? The 6th element is carbon, which I showed you here makes you carbon, okay? From the dust, all right? So we see on the 6th day in the 6th stage of creation, the 6th period, okay? Because why else would it be called periodic table? What's that mean? Timetable, okay? Okay, the same timeline that all you talk about in history and in your Bibles and in all your texts, okay? Same thing here. This is a timeline. This is a timeline of creation right here, okay? And this is the manifestation of creation. And they're saying right here is the time where human beings began to walk on the planet, okay? In the universe itself, period, okay? So when you're looking at the 666, it ain't no prince of darkness. When you're looking at the 6th day, ain't got nothing to do with what they tell you in the Bible. When you decode it, it's the carbon. It's the creation of the carbon which transformed us into who we are today, okay? Then you see the nitrogen and the oxygen, and you see what we breathe, all right? You seeing how this, you seeing the periodic table. You seeing the true timeline right here, family. You want to know the timeline? Everyone wants to talk about how the timeline's confused and how nothing can be figured out because none of us know the timeline. We do know the timeline. We break down the periodic table, okay? And if you know anything about the 99 elements, which there's more that they have today, but the original 99 elements, what else do they connect to? 99 names of Allah, 99 gods of Kemet, Okay, 99 names of Yahweh. You okay? Okay, okay. Breaking down completely to the elements. All right, family. Atom or atoms. All right. Atom or atoms. All right. All right. That's the question we asking today. Okay. Now, I said I was going to talk about a little bit about the fall of Adam or the atom. Okay. What we're saying in the fall is at some point, not all of these elements are natural elements. Okay. A lot of these elements begin to be our synthetic elements. Okay. They're not organic elements. All right. So if we're looking through the timeline, and once we're going through the timeline, then we begin to dive into the synthetic elements. That is the fall from the natural beings. Okay. And if we see here in carbon, man was around during the organic, natural life of everything. Okay. That's why we see in the Kemites. That's why we see in the Sumerians. That's why we see in South America. We see them doing the original things connected to nature, using the universe to its fullest, staying fully connected, okay? And we see when the fall comes is once the synthetic man-made elements came into place, okay? When we started to combine these and make new elements from these things ourselves is when the synthetics came in and which became the fall. The separation began, okay? That separation began, okay? And that's what they feed off of today. And that's the stage that we're in today. But we're here on iGod TV to bring that energy back, bring that connection back, take us back to the timeline so that we are able to reconnect with ourselves and the universe, see exactly how things happen and see the part we played and where we stand in this whole thing. Okay, family? Okay? Okay, I told you we was back, family. All right, Atoms are Adam, iGod TV, live from planet Earth. Season 2, A Glimpse in the Past, all right? Decoding, and every time I pull up, it's straight science. You already know the vibes, all right, family? Okay, so that's the fall, okay? So what is the resurrection? Just what I said, family, all right? What is the resurrection that they talk about, all right? It is that reconnection, all right? It is mastering this timeline, all right? These timelines, all right? And reconnecting, okay? Seeing yourself in the timeline, seeing the part you played in the timeline, okay? And then re-collaborating yourself with the universe, okay? So we will have the return, the resurrection, okay? The resurrection, the re-erection, so to speak, excuse my language, the standing up, the standing in line, the reforming of the truth and the original people of the universe, okay? That's exactly what it is, family. And that's exactly what we do here. And that's exactly the journey that we're all on, family, okay? That's why I want to thank everybody for tapping in. You know, on every platform that you're watching this, if you're watching this tonight, share it with your family. Let your other family and your friends tap in. Let them know what's going on because it's the knowledge that we need, all right? With all this stuff going on, like I showed you in the beginning of this video, with all this going on, this is all we got, family. We got to tap in, we got to strap in, and we got to tap into our roots and bring the truth back so we can build for the future, okay? It ain't all about the past. It's not about living in the past. We don't want to be who they are in the past. We want to learn from it and be who we are now to transform this universe into what it meant to be for our children and the people and our children and our grandchildren, okay? Okay, that's just the bottom line, family, okay? All right, hold on. Now, we going in deep, fam, okay? We going in real deep, all right? We really connecting with ourselves. We really seeing the truths. I hope y'all soaking this up. I hope y'all going back and doing your own research and doing your own studies, okay? Because that's what we do here, all right? You don't have to take it by face value or through my words, you know, check it out for yourself and look it up, all right? You don't have to go in and wondering and question it in the comments or any of that. If you had any question, you look it right up and I make it simple and plain so you can check it out for yourself, decode, and you might even teach me something that I might have glimpsed over. You know what I mean? Who knows, you know? But I want to thank everybody once again, you know, and I just want to say one more thing before we go, family, okay? I have been seeing a lot of things about these ancient books and these ancient texts, and I've been going through a bunch of ancient texts. All right, family, and that's what's kind of been taking so long. I've just been so much into my studies that I didn't want to come out till I had a few things ready to lay on the table for the family, because it's this time, it's the fourth quarter, like I said, okay? So I want to talk about the misinterpretation of certain books and certain texts, okay? Now, a lot of these texts that we look into and we read, we're looking for things that are connect us to it, or that has to do with the human being and the human story, you know, to find out who we are. And there's nothing wrong with that, and I totally understand that, family, okay? But what we have to do is we have to know what we're reading, okay? We have to do the research and go deeper into the stories of what we're reading, so we can see right and exact, undeviated what we're learning, so that when we talk about it, we know exactly what we're talking about, simple and plain, right and exact, all right, with no deviations, okay? And one of my points is going to be the Emerald Tablets, okay? It's one of the famous books. Everyone talks about the Emerald Tablets. Everyone talks about Thoth, or Tahuti, or, you know, at the Atlantis and all that, all right? Now, if anybody's read the Emerald Tablets, I'm gonna just give you a little, this is my opinion, all right? You don't have to, you know, say that I'm saying it's the truth, or, you know, you can look it up yourself, you know what I mean? That's why I gave a little disclaimer earlier, but a minute ago, but if you're looking at the Emerald Tablets, okay, a lot of the story has to do with Thoth traveling into the underworld, okay? He's traveling through, before he goes to Kemet and does all this stuff, he's traveling through the underworld. He's telling you about all these gateways, and he's talking to you about all these things and parts of the underworld that he's traveling through, okay? Now, right here on iGod TV exclusive, I want to give you a little secret, okay? Think about something, the Emerald Tablets, okay? If we look at any of these gods that were green, any of the gods, so to speak, or deities, so to speak, that had anything to do with green, had a lot to do with the vegetation. Osiris, Yoda, you know, a lot of old medieval deities were green. They had leaves in their ear, going out of their ears. You know, you see the vegetation growing on them and all that, you know what I mean? It all had to do with the vegetation, you know what I mean? And going into the earth, you know what I mean? So if you're looking at the Emerald Tablets, okay, this is also a story of vegetation and growth, okay? The tunneling through the earth, okay? The caverns, the caves within the earth, okay? Where the crystals grow and the minerals grow, and, you know, where the plants and the roots go deep down, because certain plants, they go, and herbs, they go so deep into the earth, they soak up so many vitamins, like alfalfa. I take alfalfa every day, and chlorella too. That's a little secret for y'all. I take alfalfa every day, and those roots actually go 30 feet underground to be able to absorb those minerals, you know, to be one of the most potent plants for all my people that work out and lift weights. You really want protein, you really want those amino acids, you got to dip into that alfalfa. You'll get it good you'll get it a high amount, a clean amount, you know, for the body that it can use as actual fuel. Okay, instead of eating all that chicken and all that, you know, all that poison you put in your body to try to gain these proteins, amino acids, you can take alfalfa, chlorella, certain things like that, or moringa actually too, you know, that's your whole vegetables right there. You won't ever have to eat a vegetable again. Okay, so when you tap into these things and you look at these books and you look at these stories, you have to look at what they're really speaking of, okay? Like if you look at the Hopi Indians, one of their stories is they worship, people might think it's ridiculous, but like we said, gods are principles, okay? They talk about the ant people. They learned all this stuff about the ant people, building, tunneling, and you know how to do all this cave, go into the caves and all this stuff. It's all about the studying of nature, okay? They're studying these ants, they're seeing how they build in the ant farm, they're seeing how they're surviving, and they're seeing what they're doing, and they're utilizing that to help them advance in their own society, okay? Same way when you look at Horus, okay, and certain deities in Kemet, okay? You see Horus with the falcon head, okay? Or like some may say the hawk, all right? Either way, they can see things from a distance, okay? You want to be able to see one of the symbolisms of Heru is to see things from a distance, all right? To see things before they come to you, to see them clearly and have understanding before it gets to you. That way you can be able to go in and get what you need without failure or without fault, okay? If you look at Sekhmet, he has the lioness head, okay? What is that? Protector, you know, provider, okay? Power of feminine, okay? Feminine energy, okay? Supreme feminine energy, okay? That's why you see Sekhmet with the lioness head, okay? And like how we talked about the Sphinx earlier, you see the lion body, which is the beast, and you see the human head or the intellect rising above, and you see the serpent, which is the energy, the Kundalini energy rising above, you know, meaning always put the intellect above the body, okay? And if you look in some old stories, you know, Sumerian stories and other stories older than that, you see certain stories of these men riding these dragons, riding these beasts, okay? And they say the gods rode in on these beasts, okay? These gods are you. It is your consciousness. It's your energy. It's you. What is the beast you came riding in on? It's this physical body. It's that 666. It's that Prince of Darkness. It's that 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons. It's that carbon, okay? It's that that beast energy or animalistic energy in you, you know, along with the God energy in you, okay? It's those two combined energies that we saw, okay? And that we continuously talk about, okay? Now, can you conquer this beast? Can you tame this beast and ride it into eternity, everlasting life? Or will you let it take you down into the depths of hell and crash and burn and never receive any and never achieve any of the true potential that you actually had in your life? Okay, family? So when we're looking at these things, we have to look at what they're really talking about. We have to look how they're really saying and what they really mean. You know, we can't get trapped in one book and one story and one doctrine, because then you're only going to have one-sided. It's just too closed-minded. It's going to have you in that box. You have to be able to combine these things, put the puzzle pieces together, get the red string, you know, and put it together on the board, you know, to bring it in, because this universe is vast and it's full of many elements and full of many manifestations, and they all don't have the same story. And you have to be able to tap into them all to bring it together to see the one picture. All right, family. And once again, I want to thank all my people for coming in, tapping in with us, checking us out every Sunday. I want to make sure y'all, I'm going to tell y'all, make sure you tap into that Burn Unit every Friday at 9 p.m. on all platforms, Facebook, D-Live, and YouTube. Make sure you catch that Great Lakes Radio hosted by Mr. Uwe every Saturday at 9 p.m. on those same platforms. And always, you know, always tap in and pull up with the iGod TV, all right? Make sure you're there, family. It's all love. I'm here for you. You're here for me. We're here for each other, all right, family? All races, all people, all human beings combined. We are the resistance. We are the ones that transform this back to what it needs to be, family, okay? All right? Until next time, thank you again. This is Born Build Universal, transmitter of supreme science on earth and the universe, and this is iGod TV. Peace.